Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're running a couple minutes late. I didn't get my dinner until 2 minutes ago. So let's see what we can do here. We need to go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're okay, I killed that. I got to go in here to Zoom. We want participants, we want to invite somebody. Oh, crap. I got to walk over here. I got a new pair of glasses coming. I can't see across the damn room. Copy invite link. All right, we'll go over to at the bench. Oh, crap. Friday night hangout. FRID. Okay. Paste. Nope, that ain't it. God damn. Gotta go here. Invite. There we are. Copy invitation. Then go here. Seems that some can't figure it out without this passcode. Paste. There we go. Post. All right, if you go to at the bench, the link is in there. And like I say, I apologize for being a few minutes late, but that's the way it goes. I've I had to run, I'm waiting on dinner, so I'm eating dinner while we're doing this. So I apologize for that too. That's the way it goes. Let's see. I wish somebody'd come in to kind of relieve me right now while I eat dinner before this gets cold. But we got no chat going here. Let's see here. I want to go to YouTube Studio. Content. And we're in the lives. Man, I'm just so sick of this BS. Save. We go over here to this. We're going to customize. We're going to allow chat, live chat replay. So we should be operational. Go back to channel content. I'm going to go to YouTube Studio. Yeah, I got it. Hey, Marcel. All right, it looks like we're up and running. Okay, let me pop out the chat so I can see that. Like I say, the problem is I can't see till I get my new glasses. It's way across the room. I just can't read those little, read that fine print without. Yeah, guys got to eat, that's for sure. I told her, I'm going on by 7. Don't listen. All right, so we got this done, this done. We need to get that charging. When somebody comes on, I'm going to work on plumbing these tanks tonight. All right, we got any subjects you want to talk about? Come on, guys, help me out. I don't have a spiel. I'm all spieled out. Polished my tank mold today again. I had a catastrophic lockup. Could not get the center mold out. Had to cut it off. I think the reason being is I didn't put any toe around the outer edge. Because you really got to wrap it to get it out. Now, if we don't have anybody in the next 20 minutes, I'll end the show. See, Gary Lane said something. All right, you followed my methods. Now, I didn't say to cover it with retarder, but I'm hoping that carbon slips at like, I don't know about that. Anyway, I hope you didn't use retarder to put the silk span on with. Now, the two end caps that I needed for these two tanks to finish, these orders came out right. So that's all that counts because they're made in sets. You get two of these and one of these. So as soon as somebody comes on, I'll woof down my food real quick, and then we'll start gluing these tubes in. And tomorrow I glue these end caps on. Then we can make a bell crank or two. I got people wanting bell cranks. I hadn't even put out the word that I'm doing bell cranks. Aha. There you go. Look at the humidity. If it's under 40%, you don't need the retarder. You can spray retarder at probably up to 60% humidity. Read me first, it says. They're not for sale yet. I'll wait till I get them made. I'm not taking any orders till I got them done. How do you adjust this stupid thing? Let's see. Figure 2. Figure 2. I don't know where that is. There we are. Going wide open. Gary Sinclair, slow computer. Yeah, I know. Figure 3, mode adjustment. Instructions. Mode setting. Click the fire button 3 times in 2 seconds. Enter the mode setting interface. Click the button to adjust the mode. Wait 3 seconds to save the current status and exit. So we got 1, 2, 3. There we are. Exit. Not much. I guess. 1, 2, 3. We got anybody on there yet? And let's see here. Battery level blue 30 to 70. Okay, that'll work. Stupid thing. Just before the program here, my smoker went out. Had to go run to the store and buy some well, they're all Chinese, but yeah. Oh shit. Okay, let's try this one. Can you hear me now? Okay. Oh, man, I'm getting sick of this. Boards. All right, we're gonna have to wait until somebody comes in because I really can't see what the hell's going on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? That looks good there. Let's see now. Can you hear me now? Yep. Yeah. Come on. I can't win tonight. Somebody's got to come in. I can't make it work. Sound is good, yeah, but everything else is screwed up. Yeah, well, we had a little technical difficulty there. Now I can't pop the chat out for some reason. There it is. I got too many windows open. Let me dump some of this stuff. We'll dump this stuff and see what happens. Still won't move. Come on. There it is. Okay, this goes big. This moves over here. All right, we're half-ass in the game. Of course, I'm sure the camera will go out or something again. Today wasn't a good day. Eye doctor and all. But I can't complain. Some people are doing worse than I am. Gonna have to start wearing full face protection when I'm doing this carbon fiber sanding. That shit's going in my eyes. 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna shut the program off. There we go. We got Gary. Got your microphone on, Gary? Now it's connecting. Must be really slow. I don't think they want us to communicate. Now you're muted, Gary, so you got to turn on your microphone and your camera.
Yeah, my computer's just.
I can hear you.
I can't get my camera on now.
I don't think they want us to communicate. You got a window open. Turn on your microphone.
Yeah.
And your camera.
Okay.
It's somewhere in settings on your computer.
Yeah, I know. Back in the I got to put your passcode in every time. So.
Well,
I got back to the passcode. My other thing that I wanted to try with the camera loading. I wanted to get it before the camera loaded to see if that was it. But
well, I've been giving everybody the passcode, but you're the only one that has to do it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, did you need to turn me off for being one in there? Because when we had me on the floor, you give me that little thing at the bottom, for stopping it. stopping the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, but then last week after uh, Dennis or animation, yeah, took on, I still had my thing up the top said that meeting is now being streamed and it's got, but you shut off, and like, so I don't know.
Well, I had make Denny the moderator, so he shut the stream off.
Yeah, mine still had a thing where it was showing. So I asked Denny, he didn't know either. Oh well.
I have no control on this program. The Zoom call is all done by pimple-faced kids sitting in a room. And they're all tweaking with the buttons to make themselves sound useful. So they've been changing stuff.
Yeah, I never had this problem before. I mean, just clicked on it and come on and it was there.
Well, did you enjoy the world footage?
Oh yeah, you did. Very nice.
I'm gonna see about getting another camera, but it's 450 bucks.
That's a lot of it.
Yep. One that's capable of streaming 4K, and you don't need to. The focus is okay. It's made for that.
Yeah, I remember. I asked a guy in my field that was photographs the planes flying, and I said, "How do you do that? You can't see a screen. How do you know where you're at?" So he showed me. He just took like the top of your camera or your iPhone, or just put the top of that about the middle and put it on the plane. Just follow that around the plane with that, and then your plane's right in the middle.
Yep.
So, because I thought, how would you do that? You can't see it. If I tried everything like that, I can't come up with nothing.
But the problem with the iPhone is that it's going in and out of focus. It grabs the closest thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be blurry and someone pass in front of you real quick and then kind of snap out of it and then get focused again.
And I looked on that camera and there is nowhere to shut the autofocus off. So kind of had to live with what we got.
Yeah. We did pretty good. He had nice weather. Mostly it's just hot. Because the rain came at nighttime, didn't it?
Yep.
Most of it, except that one day, I think he said it was misty or something.
It was a great time. I mean, all those people. After the Nats, I stayed in Super 8. I didn't know anybody in the motel. Nobody. So.
Yeah, everybody comes in different times and they go to the room. So yeah.
No, they were all from other countries.
Oh, yeah.
There were no Nats flyers in the motel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No speak English. Doesn't look like we're going to have much of a crew tonight.
Well, not yet, anyway. I wanted to get on sooner, and then I was fooling around looking at my phone. I guess I can't. Then the bell rang, and I say, "Oh, it's you." So now, oh no, I don't have a camera on or a computer on yet.
Well,
so I finally got on.
If people want to give this up, that's all right by me. Maybe go cut it back to once a week. Because I don't put anything together for this program. Not like when I'm live stream and I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I did have this eating debacle. And it's no good. She whipped it up real fast. It's burnt. It's terrible. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, heat's coming back here. Well, it did cool down there for a little bit in the 70s, but now it's going back up.
Pretty muggy here right now. Pretty muggy. No,
How did they
go ahead.
Okay, how did they pick the circles for the nationals there? I mean,
For the Nationals or the World?
the world, because they put it on the last one, wasn't it, where they got the wind problem or something? Someone said.
It's my understanding that the FAI will only allow you to run on 2 circles. So they picked 2 and 3. I don't know why. The Nats is a different format. The Nats is 4 separate contests, where the World is 1 contest on 2 circles. And for a guy like me who doesn't fly 7 days a week like the top 10 do, it's hard to make the cut.
Yeah.
I might fly 4 gallons a year, and them guys fly 4 gallons a week. So it's pretty tough for me to make it. But I do have a good time.
Yeah.
What the hell's up?
There's some close scores on that stuff too.
What's that?
Close scores.
For the World?
Yeah.
Well, they were that good.
Yeah, I know they were good. I thought, man, that's.
You figure they're best in the world.
Yeah. And squares and their intersections and everything I kind of look at, If someone's right on, then others are off a little bit.
I got, like I said, I got that communication device they had going. I got that coming. I got the box, but I don't have the mics right now. It's a motorcycle communication device, and I didn't realize when they sent me the stupid thing that the microphones they sent me were for helmet install, and I'll be damned if I'm going to wear a helmet flying a model airplane.
No.
So they sell a referee ear set. It goes on your ear, and then it has a boom mic out here, and you put that in your pocket.
Oh.
So that was another $30.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could be there and help you, but I can't do it.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'm a one-man show. I don't know how I do it, but I get it done somehow.
Yeah.
It's tough,
Yeah, and then people get in front of you.
I mean,
and you just move a little bit, I guess. Yeah.
And the judges got to be able to see what they're doing. I'm secondary, so if the judges step in front of me, I don't get pissed because
yeah, that's
I'm
right.
not supposed to be there anyway. Matter of fact, when Mark Obermeyer came out and he told, because the judges were giving me shit, and Mark Obermeyer was the head judge, and Obermeyer came out and said, "Don't worry about Sparky. He'll be fine. Whatever you do, just watch the flight and he'll move." And so that was big thanks to Mark Obermeyer. Because when I first started, they were giving me crap. But you can't be here. You got to move over here. You got to move over there. Don't worry about it. And I told them that first, I said, I've never had a problem before. But they were from England and Australia, and I don't know where they were from.
Yeah.
But Mark Weiss and Bill Lee were very accommodating. They had no problem with me filming. I mean, if you want to get this out in front of people, you got to be able to show it.
That's right. Yeah. It's probably the first time, isn't it, that we've seen it live?
It's the first time I know of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like Wide World of Sports with billion-dollar equipment and a bunch of grips and dolly workers and all this other shit, but we've seen video, but it's always been after the fact. I mean, you didn't know who won the Worlds until they reported on it. A couple of days go by. I wish I could have stayed for the ceremonies, but I got to be honest, I was just model airplaned out after 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, but yeah.
I was ready to get back here and do something. You know what I'm going to do? They keep chatting over there, and I got a new pair of glasses coming, and I have to keep getting up. So I'm going to get my iPad out and watch this on my iPad. That way I can see the chat. Get this rolling. When I got my script today for my glasses, I thought, well, shit. Hey, there's Stuart. That's the same script I had the last time, but it ain't. It's way different.
It's been a while since you got your glasses changed.
Since Ohio, about 4 years.
4 years.
But it looks like my eyes are degenerating. Which is not really good.
No.
Won't be able to see what I'm doing soon.
Well, we're not getting any younger, so. Goes fast, though, doesn't it? Life does.
Yeah, I was just 16 yesterday. What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, Stuart's having a hard time getting in. He's connecting to audio.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't understand why. I can turn my camera or my
I know why.
sound off and on. But
I know why. Tonight is the live stream for Trump. And there's probably a gazillion people on the internet loading it up. That's what I think. Stuart, you got to turn on your mic and turn on your camera. There we go. All right, now I can see the chat, maybe. YouTube. Yeah, see, Trump's got 28,000 on one, 30,000 on another. there's probably 1 million people clogging the internet just for him. You still there, Gary?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
John Shukalak says, I only see Sparky.
Yeah, because you guys ain't got your cameras on.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I'll say he must.
I can't. It says Lisa Royce, but I know it's not. It says, "Hey, Sparky and everyone at Stunt School, like given."
Yeah.
And Bryce Rackley says, "A bit funny those Australians." Yep. And then John, like you says, I only see Sparky. Well, you only see me because they don't have their cameras on.
Yeah, I can't get mine turned on. I don't know why.
And Stuart's still connecting, so. Minnesota Mike says it's your nap time, Gary.
Oh, my nap time. Okay.
Got to be close to your nap time.
I'll see you later, Dan. No, I did pretty good last week. I stayed up.
Looks
We
like
stayed up till midnight.
Stuart's making an attempt. His camera.
There he is.
Had to go get a drink.
Oh,
Okay.
So where is everybody?
I don't know. I guess they don't like me anymore.
Well, it's a busy time of year, I think, for holidays and everything going on. So that could be partly it.
We can cut this back to once a week. It don't matter to me.
It's possible you could do that and then reinstate it to 2 times a week later. Whatever you want to do.
I think if we got 7 days, how can you split it exactly in half?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Monday and Tuesday, that'd be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nope, that'd be 3 days. There ain't no way. We need to get the 48-hour clock going and the 8-day week, or the 9-day week would be better.
There you go.
How would that work? Yeah, whatever. Well,
Did Charles just fly in for the couple days there at the World?
yeah. Cha-Cha was there.
I hope to go flying tomorrow. I gotta go out to the RC field and fly there. Fly the control line.
Well, I might try to fly tomorrow if the guys are going to fly, but I really wanted my headsets before I went back out. And I got so much work to do here to catch up. Everybody's chomping at the bit. They want this. They want a bell crank. They want a tank. They want a landing gear.
You gotta get the assembly line going.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's only one guy though.
Yeah.
Right.
You can go over and help him, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only one guy.
Yeah.
I got guys emailing me about bell cranks. They want to order them. I ain't got them made yet. I got 4 right now, and they're not for, those 4 aren't for sale. I just got the bearings in so that I can make them. I need more molds is what I need. I need to make it. I got molding stuff that I can do it with. I need to make some more molds, about 10 molds, and that way I can do 10 at a time because this shit is so messy. It'd probably be just as fast to make 10 as it would be to make one.
Yeah, probably, since you got everything all mixed up and ready to go.
Haven't seen Howard. I wonder if he made it home.
Yeah.
I said to him, "Hey, glad to see you here, Howard. When did you leave? May?" Ain't no way I want a battery car.
I wouldn't go to one of those for a while.
Nah.
I think it's a good idea.
Now here's a concept they're working on: hydrogen powered cars.
Yeah,
So
needs to be-
it runs on water. They
Yep.
use electrolysis to exchange the molecules and make hydrogen.
yeah,
That's
it
all
needs
well
to-
and good. What do you do when you burn up all the water on the planet?
It recycles it.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's burning off all the hydrogen molecules. Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings. No. Split the professional business, do churches. Yeah. Sundays we're out flying, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like I say, I may do 4 gallons a year. Them guys do 4 gallons a week.
Fuel?
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
through about 7 to 8.
7 to 8 a year.
Around 7, I think.
Yeah,
Did
I may
last
do
year.
4.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when I go out to the field, I only fly 3 or 4 flights and I'm done.
Yeah. I find it, I think the 4 is kind of that magic number. I think, like, I remember Len saying too that anything over that, sometimes you just, I don't know, it depends if you're really trying to concentrate on what you're doing and make a change.
Well, that's why I got these headsets coming, because I want Steve out there coaching me. And as long as I'm going to do 4, I want to see what I'm doing wrong in real time. So we'll do a flight of square loops, triangles. My rounds are pretty good.
I think, well, for me, because I'm newer, it's like when you get a good plane and you go to do the loops, it's like it makes it a heck of a lot easier. When the plane isn't just trimmed right, I think I'm kind of finding this, it just doesn't work the same.
Well, that's pretty much the way it is.
So I'm just, and I'm starting to realize, you know, the difference, and it's so we'll see what happens going forward. I'm going to build another plane this winter. So
Well, as you're building it, get yourself a machinist scale. You'll see that I got a couple around here. 6-inch machinist scale. And make sure everything is perfect. The alignment is perfect.
well, this one's it's a dagger. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the wings are kind of done, so they're sheeted, so it'll be fair, I would assume fairly quick to do it compared to my old sister that took me 2 years. But we'll see what happens.
Well, have you watched my videos on alignment? How I do it?
No, I just haven't had time to watch. I wish I could watch more of that, but just many things in between that I can't get to.
I turn the airplane upside down on the datum line on the bench and I draw a straight line. Then at 45, I draw a trailing edge, or 90 degrees, I draw a trailing edge and a stabilizer or trailing edge line. Make sure the wing is on that line and the center line of the fuselage is on that. But the most important thing is to take that machinist scale and measure all the way around it. Is the trailing edge parallel to the bench all the way around? Is the center line of the leading edge parallel to the bench all the way around at the same distance? Otherwise, you're building a warp into it.
Are you talking about a measurement, like a thing for measuring?
You could do that, but I use a machinist scale.
I've never heard of that. I don't know what it is. When you say that,
It's a ruler. It's a precise ruler. It's got
Yeah.
64ths of an inch on it. There it is right here. Okay, this side is 16ths and 8ths, and this side is 64ths.
oh, okay, I see. I think I might have something like that actually. It's a ruler with all the graduations on it.
Right, it's a precise
Yeah.
ruler for machining.
Okay.
And you don't have to get it within a thousandths, but if you're within a 32nd of an inch, you're good. Closer the better. Go. I just put it on the bench and measure all the way around.
Yeah, I know what you're meaning now.
And then shim and jack and do whatever you got to do to make sure everything's equal.
I got a magnetic building board, so well, I don't know. I know it'll be good for the fuselage when I build this, but the wings are all done. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, Len will help you.
Go to Princess Auto. That's your Harbor Freight, right?
Yeah.
Go to Princess Auto and buy yourself four large and four small welding assistants. There's machinists, they're square, they're magnetic squares. It'll go on your magnetic board. They hold everything at 90 degrees. And then what you do is you measure up from the table on the trailing edge next to the fuselage. Let's say it's at 2 inches. You take your ruler and you measure up those machinist squares 2 inches, and you mark them all at 2 inches all the way around, and then just set them down and block the airplane so that it's square. I do that.
That's a machinist, or the square.
It's a welding assistant. It's for welding.
Do you have one?
I have a lot of them, but they're in the garage. I don't use them. I glue squares to my glass here.
Okay, I can use a square
Yes.
on metal, and then see if I'm square on from the metal up.
Right, but you're going to need 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you mark on them. Let's say the center line of the wing is 2 inches. You put a mark on it 2 inches on all 4, and then at the tips you put it on there and make sure the center line of the trailing edge is at 2 inches and the center line of the leading edge is at 2 inches, and then go on the other side and make it 2 inches.
Okay, I kind of know what you mean then. Yeah. Just to make sure everything's lined up with the wing, like the wings lined up.
Right, and you do that on the stabilizer as well.
Okay, yeah.
And then you want to measure from I use sticks. You want to measure from the leading edge or the trailing edge of the wing to the trailing edge of the stab and make sure they're equal so it's in square.
Right, so they're like
parallel.
This way, yeah. Parallel, basically, yeah.
Otherwise, when you give it up, the airplane does goofy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm try to be careful with that one.
Then an important thing to look at is, did you build the wing straight? Did you build a warp into the wing? And how you determine that is you hold it from behind out of the airplane and look into it. So you're holding the trailing edge like this, and you got a straight line, you look right into the wing. Imagine right into the leading edge, and you'll see, is one side down, is one side up.
I think I did a good job on my twister. I think it's lined up really well. And when I looked at it, when you got your wing and then your your stab kind of thing. They seem to line up really good. So, and it does fly level, like really good when I'm flying. So I think it worked out all right. So this dagger is a little bigger, so that's what I'm looking forward to flying too. So
For wingtip weight, how I do it, I don't run much wingtip weight. I might have a 1/4 ounce in this one.
yeah, it's not much.
Turn it upside down, and then add weight until the wing just falls. You don't want it to slam down. You want it to just ease on down. And position the landing gear is basically the same way. You put it on its nose and then let it go, and it should just fall down on its tail, and you adjust the wheels until you get that. Otherwise, you get the landing gear in the wrong spot.
Yeah,
That's all part of bench trimming, and I've covered it a dozen times.
I'll have to try and get to some of that this winter. I just too many things I'm trying to to deal with. I mean, even trying to go to the Nats and the Brodax this year for me was a huge thing. Trying to get the planes going, like getting everything right. So it was, yeah, busy time. Last year I was crashing. It was like it was horrible. It's crashing all the time. So now I'm doing a lot better. So I've been having more fun with it.
Did you get the link out of At the Bench?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody else is in here.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised we wouldn't have a few more too. I don't know if just everybody's busy or, I mean, most people can get in. Just sometimes they might have a, you know, that's what I usually search at the bench, and then it pulls it up.
We got 20 watchers right now.
Yeah, we seem to have more watchers. Guess if they're there, that's good. But going to see a P-51, a real one tomorrow.
P-51?
Yeah. There's this thing where they have that, and they're going to take pictures of Mustangs, guys that own Mustangs, cars. They're going to come in and they're going to take pictures of the two, one right in front of the other kind of thing. It's just a fundraiser thing they're doing. Oh.
Well, I don't know whether you heard, but when I went to Joe Gilbert's last year, there's a Mustang in the hangar. Some famous Mustang. I can't remember what it did, but I got to put my hands on it, and they got a spare motor, and I got to turn the spare motor over.
Yeah. Yeah. The fellow that has this, he's got a Spitfire too.
Oh,
And
boy.
So, and these just came about in the last few years. So he
There's
flew.
Mark Gerber.
Yep.
You're on, Mark.
I'm on.
There
You're
you
on.
go.
I'm still trying to recover from going to the Nats and the Worlds.
No.
And cleaning my workshop and got a little bit done on my Bearcat, not very much.
You don't have an electric car, so you made it home. Right?
Yeah, in 2 days, 2.5 days, actually.
Well, the bus quit. Starter burn up. So,
What happened?
well, my cousin took me down on his bus. And it was an old Greyhound bus. Sorry, no, the other one was, it was an old bus. And we got there and everything was going good. And then we went to do the dump thing. And after you did the dump, you went to start it and the starter burned up. So he actually towed a car down behind the bus. And then, so we came home in the car and he had to go back and get the thing.
So you were camping at the south end of the AMA area there with everybody else?
We were where the helicopters were at the far end of the far end. It's kind of
Okay.
neat watching those guys fly those helicopters, boy. Wow. Some of those guys are pretty amazing. They'll turn the thing upside down and they'll literally cut the grass. It's like it was pretty cool. And then there was a girl that was flying a helicopter at night. Now she didn't do much. She just basically hovered, but it was kind of neat to see because of I think I said this last time we were on. It had LED lights on the blades and you could see 3 rings when she was flying it. It was really kind of neat. So these guys were amazing flying the helicopters.
Now you got to make it to Joe Knoll one time you want to see night flying.
Yeah, I'd love to go there because I know they got a lot of RC stuff, and because I fly the RC, yeah, that would be something else to see.
You look
Yeah.
back on my channel several years ago, I went to Joe Knoll and I
Yeah.
shot with my 35 or with my Nikon 720 with a 50 millimeter lens so that it was open and it looked like spaceships and at night. It was cool.
Right?
Yeah, I shot it at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You left the shutter open, kind of thing.
Right. The shutter was open the whole time,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
used a different camera. Like delivered from Dennis at a mission. Hurry up, Denny, get in here.
Come
Join
on.
the party.
Yeah. Come on, Dan. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Yeah, Dennis and I are still trying to figure out where these banner wheels that have wooden hubs came from. So I'll wait till he gets on and I can show some pictures of that. But I spent some time in the AMA library while I was in Muncie and was able to determine that the aluminum banner wheels were first produced in 1950 by looking at the ads in the old magazines.
And the wood ones?
I have found no evidence of the wood ones in any kind of ad or any articles.
I don't think they're banner.
They say banner on the side.
Do they really?
maybe they were the prototype.
Well, my
Maybe
guess
they-
is that they started making wood ones and they were so hard to make and they probably were losing money that they went to the aluminum ones and then they made those for like 20 years, I think.
Yeah, that's probably what. You
Well, I
heard
got banner wheels on this, and they sure are nice, but you got to change them out for the Dubro Light Flight rubbers.
Yeah, Dennis came up with that idea, or maybe you did, I don't know, but I did that on my P40 and it looks really good.
I ended up buying 2 brand new set of banner wheels in that scuzzy old Cosmoline plastic wrapper that it came in. And I had them for years and years and years and decided to put the Dubro wheels on them. Pretty neat.
Anyway, the trick that Dennis came up with, swapping out the heavy banner rubber for the much lighter Dubro, works well. I thought the aluminum hub was a big part of the weight, but it's really not. It's a very small part of the weight of the wheel.
That's
It's that big heavy rubber for the banner wheels. It's where all the weight comes from.
That rubber was like a solid rubber tire off a car.
Yeah.
Hard to get cut off of there too. The real trick is getting that hub out of the Dubro wheel itself. I take a pair of side cutters and cut the hub on one side and force it out.
Let me show you what I was doing. Let's see if I can find the pictures I had from a couple of weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago now.
You soap it up and pry it off.
No, I took one piece of wood and I drilled a big hole in it. Oh God, I thought I had a picture here somewhere. Let me look around. And then I put the wheel over that and I used some glycerin because I had the wood hubs and I didn't want to use water on them if I didn't have to. And then I put a dowel into the drill press and set the thing on the drill press and push down. Basically use the drill press like an arbor press and push down, sort of continuously and gently, but you end up having to push pretty hard till it actually pops out. Yeah, here it is. Let me see if I can share this.
Hold on, I gotta set the controls. I don't know why this thing won't stay. Let's see, share. There you go.
You see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is what I did. This piece of wood here has a big hole in it under here. And then I put glycerin all around the edge of the hub. And this is just like a 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch dowel that I sanded the end smooth on it, make sure it didn't make marks.
Well, you've done this now. Have you figured out how to mount them?
Yeah, I just reverse the process and do it the same way.
No, mount the hub, the wood hub to wire gear.
Oh yeah, did I show you that?
No, that's it. And where did you find that?
Well, maybe I can get these pictures eventually here. Well, let me try this. Before you look at my whole library here. See that?
Yeah.
So this is the hub, and this is the set screw that goes into this groove here.
Uh-huh.
You slide this cylinder under the axle, and then you crimp this ring,
Right.
just like you did the aluminum ones, or you can solder it on, whichever way you want to do it. And then you slide this assembly over the cylinder here and then tighten the set screw down, and that goes into this notch here. And that's what keeps it on. The hard part is, how do you do this if you don't take that off? What you have to do is somehow constrain the wheel so you can twist it a little bit so you can expose that screw so you can tighten it down or loosen it depending on whether you want to put it on or take it off. But you see how red my thumb is from pushing so hard on it.
Well, that's the banner wheel there.
Yeah,
Hard rubber.
yeah, it sure is.
But once
Anyway,
you get,
Dennis and I have been speculating, and I did a little research. This is what's on them. They're marked as banners.
they look good.
Yeah, they do. They're good on an old-time airplane.
Let me see one with the Dubro wheel on it. The tire.
I don't know if I have I think I have oh, here it is. There it is.
Make it bigger.
Well, how do I do this? Wait a minute here. There you go.
That looks every bit as good as an aluminum one.
I haven't cleaned this one up. This was an old pair of wheels that I got at Brodax for $1. They were 3/4 inch or 2 3/4 inch banners, and they were pretty grungy. But I think they'll clean up really nice. I just haven't tried to do that yet. I think. Yeah, here's one where I showed the wheel after they've been put in.
make it bigger. Well, those are aluminum there, aren't they?
Yeah.
I want to see the wood one big.
Oh, I haven't tried the wood one. I've been trying to preserve those. I got 4 of them. So 2 pair, I got enough for 2 airplanes, but if I find somebody has 2 good old time airplanes they look real good on, I might be generous with them, but I don't have an old time airplane to put them on. Looks like New Zealand just called in here. Hi, John.
Oh, yeah. I've got some wheels like that, but you can't have them. Sorry.
You're back. Good to see you
Yeah,
back.
they're the old ones. They're the old
You got any like
McCaws,
this,
aren't they?
John?
No, they're not like that on the inside. Mine are, yeah, like the other ones. Is that the inside of those wheels? Is it?
Here's the other side. These are really
Yeah, I've got
unique.
wheels on. I've got wheels on. I've got a set of wheels that look very like that,
And they have
and a
wooden
set of
hubs.
wheels very like that on my Calamity Jane, which I built about 40 odd, 50 odd years ago.
Do they have wooden hubs?
No, I see that. No, they didn't. I thought there might have been some pattern on there. No, they're aluminium. They were like
Yeah.
more like that one there. You had up when I came on. But anyway, yeah, wheels are a problem, so I make my own. You know, sometimes you can't get what you want, so I just make my own. We fly on grass, so I make them out of plywood usually.
Okay.
And I shape them up so they look like a tire, and then I paint them. And at first glance, you wouldn't know the difference. Sorry, I'm butting in on what you were talking about.
No, we're just kind of rambling here, but I was saying Dennis Adamison and I have been trying to figure out where these banner wheels came from that have wooden hubs. I got 4 of them that I found in a box that I bought off eBay. And I did some research in the AMA library when I was at the Nats, and but all I could determine was that the aluminum ones came out about 1950. But I didn't see any ads or any articles about the wooden ones. So
No, I haven't got wooden ones, but same shape, aluminium.
it's still a mystery, but maybe I'll put them on Stun Hanger, see if anybody has anything to say about them.
How are you all anyway? All good?
Well, I'm trying to recuperate from the Nats, and the Worlds.
I watched a bit of that stuff thanks to
Been almost 2
Sparky.
weeks in Muncie.
I've been in and out of
There, I
hospital.
just dropped. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, what dropped, Sparky?
The internet, it just everything went away.
Sparky went away.
yeah.
The rest of us were still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble getting in here with it too, battling with it all the time.
Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
to see you out of the hospital. What happened?
Well, they sent me home after a couple of weeks. The first time they thought I was all right, and I wasn't, so I had to go back again. And they straightened me out the second time and got me on the road to recovery. So I'm slowly getting there. I've got a ways to go yet, but at least I can almost stand up straight without, unaided. So I won't be able to stand in a circle yet, though, Sparky. I'll have to sit on my chair again and fly like that for a while. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to get back to the stage where I can stand up in the middle and, fly normally.
Yeah, but no excuses. Now you got time to build.
Yeah, well, we're going into the spring soon, and it might be officially spring about now, about this weekend, I think. I don't know, but anyway, I've got summer to look forward to, and some nicer weather. So hopefully we'll get some flying done. the guys have been flying through the week here and doing getting quite good weather, which has been nice.
We got about
What
one
about,
more good month left.
Say again?
We got about one more good month left, and then we're back to winter.
We got about 2 here in
Yeah.
Colorado, then it'll be winter.
Yes, because you guys get the extreme of temperature, of course, don't you? You get the very, very hot and the very cold.
Yeah.
In Auckland, we're moderated. Here, we're moderated somewhat by the sea, you know, the ocean. On both sides of us, we're on a
You know,
fairly.
Sparky has us the Mississippi River to keep him warm, so.
Yeah.
And Mark, how's that new? Was it a Corsair you were building?
Bearcat.
No,
Bearcat?
Bearcat. How's that going?
Well, I'm working on the, see if I get some pictures back up here again. Whoops. Okay. I haven't done much in the last 3 weeks because I was getting ready to go to the Nats, and then I went to the Nats and the Worlds. And I just got back a week ago. And I've been cleaning my workshop, but here's the current state of the fuselage.
Oh, it's coming along well.
And then I'm working on the stabilizer and the rudder
Nice.
right now. Here's a drawing of the stabilizer. And this
Nice tidy workshop.
uses those
Hey, it's a
pin
nice
hinges.
tidy workshop.
What's that?
It's a nice tidy workshop, Mark. How do you find anything?
Needs a lot of tidying up.
God, you want to see mine? Can't get in
Anyway,
the door.
This uses the
Yeah.
pin hinges where you have the concave front surface and the convex elevator. So you have to
Right.
machine the here's the hinges. You have to machine the spars so they match up here. So I did that before I went to Muncie, and I drilled the holes for the hinges, and I bent the horn. And here's what I got right now, which is here's the whole assembly right now, just to press fit together, make sure
Yes.
things line up, and then I've got to make the slots in the front spar here for these little tabs for the control horn. That'll be the next thing I do. And then I've got to machine the slots in the elevator spar for the pinned hinges. And then I'll start putting things. I got to cut some more ribs in here. A big centerpiece. And then this cardboard template is for the leading edge. I'm going to cut a couple of those, and I'll glue the whole thing together and start sanding and
Yeah.
do the same thing with the elevators. I'm
Did
about
you
to leave on
stretch-
another week's vacation, so I probably won't get much more done until second week of September.
Did you design that thing from scratch yourself?
No, I followed Al Raby's plan,
Oh, righto.
and I converted it to CAD
Yeah.
from his drawing. So the dimensions are all like Al's, but I did some of the improvements that Keith Trussell put in his. Like Al didn't use the pinned hinges; he used the fabric hinges, or I guess he used the nylon hinges. I'm not sure what he used actually. And this was Keith
Coming
Trussell's
along nicely.
way he did it, and so I copied Keith. And then the rudder is the same thing. Keith has his special mechanism for the rudder that he published an article in Stunt News back in 2007.
Yeah, it had a cam in it, didn't it?
Yeah, so I used that.
Yeah.
On the first one, it worked really well. So I'm trying to make this one as much like the first one as I can, except make it lighter.
You're gonna
So,
make it
well-
like 55 ounces?
I don't think it'll be that much lighter, Sparky, but I would like to gain an ounce or two or three. But it didn't feel heavy when you flew it. I mean, it flew really well. So it was about 63 ounces. But I had about 2 ounces of nose weight in it. So that's if I can get the tail lightened up, I could get some of that nose weight out of there.
That'll help.
Nice looking model. You mentioned Trossel. Was he at the Nationals?
No, he didn't come this year.
Is he still doing a bit of flying? Still flying?
I think so. They were
Yeah.
doing some flying while I was gone, but I think Keith was in Kansas when I was at the Nats. But Keith does scale flying as well as stunt. And he
Yes.
won a
Yes.
couple of trophies last year at the scale. And last year they had the scale at the same week that they had the stunt. So he came out and he was going to do both of them. And he ended up not flying stunt because he wasn't feeling too well, but he did win a couple of trophies in the scale event. But this year they had the scale and sometime in I think the second week of July or maybe even the first week of July.
Yes.
So they didn't occur at the same time. And Keith says, "Well, I'm not going to go at all."
Yeah.
I don't understand why they did that. Why not have all the control line disciplines all in the same month? You know, same time.
I know. I thought it was pretty cool that we had the scale last year because a few people from Colorado that we knew were there in the scale. We went over and watched them, Keith and then Lynn Boss, and then they came over and watched us flying stunt. So it was a lot of fun to go back and forth.
They always have combat and stunt together. I don't know why they couldn't do the scale. Comes John Sukalak. There's John.
I
You're
got
up.
to meet John in the flesh at the Nats.
You're up, John.
Sorry?
John Sukalak, you're up.
Oh, John. Yeah.
Hi,
I've
everybody.
lost you, Sparky. I've lost your picture.
Well, I can't help you.
That's my end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something weird happening down here. I'll be back.
So, Mark, you stayed through the Worlds, huh?
I only stayed for the first day.
Oh, okay. All right.
I looked at my hotel bill when I was making reservations. I decided staying for the whole week was going to be a lot more money than I wanted to pay. And then, so I get ready to go to the Nat. I'm going to the Nats, and I'm driving across Kansas, and my phone rings, and it's Jim Hoffman. And Jim says, "We got an Airbnb rented," and he says one of the guys canceled out on me. He said, "Would you like to stay with us?" And I said, "Sure, if I can cancel my hotel reservation." So I was able to do that. And my share of what I had to pay to stay with Jim was about half of what it would cost me at the hotel.
You
So
know,
if I had known that when I did the planning in the beginning, I probably would have planned to stay the whole 2 weeks.
yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go. I didn't think of it. I've done it in other places. I didn't think of it for the Nats, but either an Airbnb or a Verbo is, if there are enough of them available in Muncie, is going to
Yeah,
be
there were three of
good
us.
way to go.
There were three of us in the house, and we shared we split it three ways. And then I left, but then Tryon moved in right after I left, and he stayed the rest of the week then. So they had three people in that house the whole time.
Worked out pretty well, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you a 2-week hotel bill is $1,000.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. It sure is.
Mm.
And that was a discount. That was $83 a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how long were you there, John? I saw you at the parents' judging.
Yeah.
Where?
We came down on Sunday, no, Saturday, so we could fly a little bit and then do beginner and intermediate on Sunday, and we stayed until Wednesday.
Okay.
We headed home on Wednesday. I was with my son and my grandson, and my son had to get back to work. Otherwise, we probably would have stayed longer. We were having a lot of fun.
You got
I
to
always
see
say
it
these
anyway.
Great, Sparky.
Huh?
I really appreciated all your filming, Sparky. You know, it was good. I was sort of lying in bed and, you know, recuperating, and sometimes in the hospital watching, you know, the sort of lead up to it. And it was great. It was really good. Thanks. But you were saying you want a camera. You want a decent camera.
Yeah.
Well, I
450
reckon
bucks.
all us guys on you know, come on regular should chuck you a few bucks and help you get one.
Well, I'm going to put a link to what I want in one of the descriptions to my Amazon Wish page.
Yeah.
You guys figured out. Lisa Royce and Wayne Royce said hi, John Sukulak, or John Karatis. I mean,
Hi.
nice to see you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's nice to be here. I didn't think I was going to be one night. Yeah. No,
It is
much
nice to see
appreciated.
you,
Thanks.
Jonathan.
I used to lie on my back and dream of flying model airplanes.
You mean when you were a kid or now?
No, when I was in hospital.
Yeah.
I've just got out of hospital, John. I was in there for darn near a month. I went in with multiple of issues. They all happened at once. It was tsunami, all happened at once, and I got
Oh no.
COVID at the same bloody time. And it was a nasty one. COVID was real nasty, and it hammered the hell out of me. And I ended up in hospital, and they thought they had me straightened out, and they sent me home. But I wasn't right, and I was only home a few days, and I had to go back again.
What'd they give you for the COVID?
COVID thing's going around again.
Sorry?
I said
What'd
the
they give
COVID
you
thing-
for it?
Yeah, is it? They wouldn't touch me when I first had it. I couldn't go to my local doctor, and that's when the problems really started, because he said, well, look, you know, give it a couple of days, get the COVID out of you, and then come in, because they don't want you going to your local GP, you know, unless you they got to, you know, gear up special, you know, provision and all that sort of junk. You got to wear masks and all that. So by the time I got there, and it was over a weekend, things had got bad. So it was just one of those things. They didn't give me anything special for it, Sparky. It was gone. By the time I got into hospital, it was gone.
Good.
It was at the tail end of it that I detected I had it. I didn't know I had it. Yeah, the effects were long term, and they were not good. Anyway, a bit of the smell of castor and a bit of methanol last weekend. A bit of nitro, that got me stirring.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Hopefully tomorrow I'll be going up and watching the guys. I'll just watch. And I've got an Argus that I rebuilt that got smashed up about a year ago. And I'm going to give it back to the guy who gave it to me in pieces. And hopefully Bryce Rackley, he might be listening. He'll hopefully give it its maiden flight after it's been repaired. So we'll see how that goes. And my Hurricane, I'm just looking at over there in the corner of the lounge. I made a brass tank for it. And I lost the first tank. I don't know what the hell happened to that when I was crooked. But anyway, I came back and I couldn't find that. So I turned up a beautiful brass tank at one of the club members' homes. He's got a workshop like you could do open heart surgery in the workshop. He's got everything. Beautiful. And I bent this tank up and I got it home and I weighed it and it wasn't finished. And it was already up to about 2.35 ounces. And I thought, the hell with that. So I tossed that to one side, and I then found a Sullivan plastic tank that just It's a long, slim one. I'd like one of yours, actually, Sparky, the ones you make, that would be ideal. But by the time I messed around and ordered it and waited for it to come over, it probably cost about $1,000, I think. But anyway, I've got this Sullivan tank. I want to put that in and put the motor in, and she's ready to roll. I was hoping to have it ready tomorrow, but it won't be. Yeah.
Well, how long a tank can you put in there?
1.3, just over 1.3, was it 130 millimeters
Long?
long. Yeah.
Well, that's tiny.
Yeah, well, it's only 6 ounces, just over 6 ounces.
No, a 6-ounce tank is 2 inches by 1 inch by 6 inches long.
That's right.
Can you
Yeah.
put that in there?
Not. No, it'd be no. I'd have to go. No,
I
I'd
can't
be
make
a little
it
bit too
that.
short. Yeah. I made mine a bit deeper, but not quite as long. My tank doesn't go back into the leading edge. I think you put yours into a recess in the leading edge from
Right.
memory, do you?
Yep. I'm making
Yeah.
Craig Biswick one that's 8 inches long.
I know. I noticed that. What the hell's he powering up with that?
I have no clue.
What's that, about an 8-ounce tank?
It is an 8-ounce tank.
Good God.
Hmm.
You're putting a lawnmower engine in it.
2 6s and an 8, so that's what he gets.
He's putting a lawnmower engine in it. You got to watch these Aussies,
Depends how much nitro you use.
Mark, what motor is that in your Bearcat?
The Super Tiger 60.
Got a Gardner?
Oh, by the way, Sparky, while I think of it, we ran up your engine finally, the one you sent to me. It's a strong runner, boy. It's a beautiful motor.
Yeah,
That's 61.
Yep.
It
That's
pulled the
good.
table over. We had to hang on to the table, a little sort of like a carpenter's table. Anyway, I thought I'd just let you know. She's a good motor. She's a good runner. Sorry to interrupt, boys.
Here's my Tiger 60 for my next airplane. The Brian Gardner with the Randy muffler, Jim Lee. No, this is a John Jordan extension and a Jim Lee Venturi. I'm gonna change that out to Randy Smith. I don't have a stuffer back plate or the other head yet, but I'll get it.
Sparky, with all that stuff on the lead, the extension, what would it weigh?
Well, all this right here weighs, it's probably around 13 ounces, maybe a little more. Too much. That's grams. Weighs 14.7.
Okay.
Plus you got to spin.
That's heavier than my 61 with the muffler.
Yeah, it's got everything on it. It's got the the tube muffler, and this little piece right here is probably almost a half an ounce, just this weenie right here. Let's see what it weighs.
Is that the rubber extension? Those Sullivan?
Yeah, 3/10.
Yeah, they're good. They keep the muck off your plane.
But this, I moved the motor back to get the center of mass closer to the center of gravity.
Yeah. Nice. How will you run that in? Just a tank on the ground and then let it go?
Yep. I did the last one, so you just don't let it get lean.
Yeah, that's right.
Let it loaf along. And I got these carbon fiber rev up props. It's a 13.6 rev up in carbon fiber that Steve Wilk makes, $36. I ain't even gonna try to make them for $36. They're a little bit
A hell of
heavier.
a lot of work. A hell of a lot of work on that stuff, Sparky. That carbon fiber things and the molds and stuff, and a bit of capital goes into and time setting up the gear, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I basically got this. I'm doing this stuff because there are no suppliers, and I wanted this stuff. So I haven't even made my own tank yet, but by the time I get all these tanks done, I'll be well practiced up for mine.
Were you one of those motorcycle mechanics where, like we have car mechanics down there, we make a joke that the car mechanic's the worst car on the block?
Oh yeah.
You're always the last one to deal to your own needs, looking
Yeah.
after everyone else.
I'll get it figured out here. But knocking that 1.5 ounces off the nose with the tank, that tank only weighs 1 ounce instead of 2.5 ounces. That's a good deal.
Yes.
Now, Mark, is your Super Tiger 60 modified? Is that is it Brian Gardner that does the internals for those?
Well, I've got two of them. See if I can find a picture of them. One of them is a Tom Lay
Oh, yeah, I've
And I
heard that
got-
name too. Yeah.
that I got new from Jerry Higgins. Jerry had not run it, so I broke it in, like Tom suggested, with the full castor fuel. Well, I don't have a real good picture of it. Let me see if I can.
Are you a fan of the caster for those sort of motors, Mark?
Well, I go to the blended fuel, the
Yeah, me too.
half and half when
Yeah.
I don't know, what am I doing here? There it is. So that's your basic Super Tiger 60. And I don't know what all Tom did to them. Various rumors go around, but I don't think he modified them extensively. And so anyway, that's the one motor I have. The other one I got from a friend of mine, Dick Carville, who used to live in Massachusetts. He moved to Florida a couple of years ago. But when I was getting into the stunt hobby back in the 80s and living in New England, all the big guys were using Super Tiger 60s. Windy and Bill Suarez, and Dick was one of the big guys. He used to have the best running Super Tiger 60s I think I saw. Every time they'd go one flip start, and he had them set up so he could do a cutoff loop, and they'd stop every time, so he could land exactly where he wanted.
Yeah.
So about 3 or 4 years ago, when I was just getting started on the Bearcat, we went up to New England to visit some friends, and I was in contact with Dick, and I was going to meet him over at the flying field, but it was raining that day. So he said, "Why don't you just go up to my house?" So I drove up to Lowell and spent a few hours at Dick's house. We got some pizza and had lunch. And he took me down the basement, and he says, "I'm going all electric." And he says, "I'm also doing a lot of radio control." He had radio control planes hanging on the wall. And he said, "All my control line now is going to be electric." And I said, and I, had been asking him all kinds of questions about Super Tiger 60s. And so he opened his drawer and he had 3 of them in there, and he pulled, each one was in a box with little notes. So he went through the boxes and he read the notes, and he says, "Here, this is my best one, take it." And
Wow.
I said, "What do you want for it?" He says, "Nothing, just take it."
Wow.
And so I had an SV11. I still have an SV11. I kind of used as a test bed. And Dick's motor seems to me to be a little bit stronger than a Tom Lay.
Hmm.
And the Venturi diameter is the same, and everything, as far as I can tell, is the same. So I've been using Dick's. This is Dick's motor here, I think. It's in the Bearcat for fitting purposes. So I used that in my first Bearcat. It ran really well. It was easy to start, get good steady runs out of it. And so that's what I've been doing is using pretty much I won't say they're stock Super Tiger 60s, but they're pretty close.
So you use 50-50 blend of oil. What percentage oil do you use overall?
I'm using the GMA Power Master, which is like the 1022.
Oh, so overall 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does the hot air vent after on this model we're looking at?
Well, it comes out the bottom. This is the motor's mounted inverted,
Yep.
and there's an exit that you can't. Well, it's not here right now because it's covered up by the side. I don't know if I have a picture of it.
Is that the floor of the exit there? I can see at the bottom of the engine. Looks like it's. Can't tell now. You've changed photos.
You really can't. It's really not here yet because I haven't done all the.
No.
I mean, you can see it's open back here in the back.
Yeah, I can see that kind of like a ramp. Is that to
Well,
duct the air down?
there's a little plywood wall here that's basically the firewall.
Yeah.
But above the firewall, or actually below the firewall, there's a big open space down here. And that goes
Okay.
back to just in front of the wing. There's a big vent in the lower part of the cowling. So it vents out the bottom at the front of the wing.
So there's
That makes
no
sense?
other exit up around the top or anything. Mind you, there's a ton of
No.
air around it by the look of it.
This is all sealed off here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, up here I'll seal this all off, so it'll all the
Okay.
air will go down around here, and the head actually sticks out a little ways through the cowling, so it's
Sure.
cooled that way too.
Sure.
And I didn't have any trouble with overheating as far as I
No,
can
you
tell.
didn't have any crankcase overheating or anything. Nothing.
No. Somewhere in my mass array of pictures, I probably have a picture somewhere of the underside of the original Bearcat, but I don't know. It might take me longer to find it than it.
How many hours do you reckon you're going to put into this by the time you're finished?
Uh,
Going on your last one.
the last one took me about 2.5 years, but I didn't work on it continuously. I stopped a few times. But
Yeah.
I've never tried to add up the hours. This is a hobby and I enjoy
No.
doing it, and I don't want to
Yeah, you wouldn't want to.
discourage myself any further from this one's going faster because it's I've got all the molds and the jigs and everything. And
Yeah,
lowest
sure.
foam fixture for the wing is the same. I just reused it again. I had to make a new fuselage jig, but I had all the CAD models and everything. So no, you still can't see.
Is that somebody's? Oh yeah. There's a model further back. I was just going to comment on.
Did you ever think about
Yes.
one of these for exhaust, Mark?
No.
You know what it is,
Yeah, it comes out the side here.
right?
This
But
is
it goes
This
to
is
the
the good
rear,
old tongue muffler.
right?
Sticks out far enough and it's working fine. So if I had a tube muffler, I'd have to mount it out here somewhere.
No,
Or
this ain't it.
put it inside and have that tube go outside in the back somewhere there.
No, you were talking. I was in the restroom. You were talking about that cut that's in front of the leading edge of the wing.
Yeah.
That's
It's
where
not a-
Al
it's not a
originally
cut.
cut the hole.
It's,
Yeah,
it's not a cut in the wing. It's
I
an
understand
opening in the
that.
lower half of the fuselage at the front of the wing.
Correct. That's where Al's original exhaust came out.
Yeah.
I had one of Al's original mufflers, but it went with the Bearcat kit.
Well, the way Keith built his, he had a rear exhaust motor. I'm not sure where he got it from or what it was anymore.
Well, here, look at this when I put this together. And see if you can find one of these. Because this is what I would do if I was going to do that. Get on there.
What did that Bearcat weigh, Mark?
About 63 ounces.
Was
Is it a
that
wooden propeller that?
was that a spool of fishing line I saw on the table next to the airplane when you were showing it to us? Yellow fishing line?
It could have been. That's what I've been using. I used the Spectra
Okay.
80-pound test on the Bearcat.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Yep.
Okay,
know which
this is how
picture.
this works. Super Tiger 60, rear exhaust.
Okay.
That's side to rear exhaust for a 60. And then you could just dump it right out in front of the leading edge.
Yeah, the one that Keith had, again, it wasn't a Super Tiger. It was some other motor that he had.
PA, probably.
It came out the back, and it had a tube muffler like that. And then he had one of those vents that took it out the bottom.
Right.
Mark, did you say you've got some synthetic lines to fly your Bearcat on?
Yeah.
What poundage? 80.
Yeah, it's Spectra 80-pound Max
Okay.
Quattro.
Yeah. Well, I've got made some for this Hurricane. I think they're nearly 100-pound.
Yeah, some people are
was a-
using 100 pounds, and Dennis has got some other manufacturer now he's been using for the Spectra lines. I can't remember the name offhand. Maybe he'll
Isn't it Fins?
up
Is
here.
that the name of the company? Fins?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because that's what I bought. That's what I'm using too. I love it. It's great.
And I've been using 60-pound on my 40 size airplanes and 80-pound on my 60 size airplanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly convenient compared to steel. That's for sure.
Well, I keep saying
Yeah.
every pair of lines I've ever had, the stainless steel ones, the reason I had to stop using them was they got kinked.
Yeah.
And I've had them get kinked when I tried to take them off the reel when they were new, which is a really bad day when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Spectra lines, you can't really kink them.
No.
You can walk on them, you can spool them up wrong and take them off the reel wrong, and they just don't kink.
Yeah.
Where do you get your line? Where do you order it from?
I can't remember. It's a fishing supply company.
Yeah, but there's a dozen of them.
Yeah, I
Lure
know.
Parts Unlimited.
What?
Lure Parts Unlimited. I keep getting emails from.
I hadn't heard
No,
that one.
that's not the name of them, but if I dig a little bit here, I might be able to find them. Let me see.
Hey, he got them from the flying fish shop. Hey? It'd have to be the flying fish shop.
Yeah.
Nah, no, I fly fish, and you ain't gonna find me in a fly fish shop, flying fish shop.
I think I
Well,
might have got one of them
I
off
get mine
Jonathan,
from a company called Fins, just based on Dennis's recommendation.
Get it from the factory. Jonathan, you'll like this if you like flying fish.
Yeah.
Bamboo. That's I seriously fly fish. But
Do
anyway,
you still use it for
yes, sir.
for fly fishing?
So you fly fish and airplanes.
I lost the sound there. Bill, do you fly fish with that?
yes, I take that out. I only finished. It was only finished about a month ago, and I've had it out twice so far. I also take the carbon one with me when I go, but because if the limbs are too low or something, I don't take a chance on breaking that one. But yes, I've used it a couple of times and really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
It's
beautiful. Is it?
there's something about catching a fish on a fly that you tied, but then if it's on a rod that you built,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and especially if you can get back to the way it used to be and do it with bamboo, I mean, it's
yes.
just one thing on top of another.
That
So yeah,
that fiberglass rod, that carbon fiber rod you held up, was that the New Zealand outfit you said?
yeah,
Carbon
CTS,
fiber developments or something?
yeah,
What are
CTS.
they called?
I don't know what it's called. I've got their card here somewhere, but I don't know
I've
what
got
it's
a
called.
rod.
It's from New
I've
Zealand.
got a fly rod that I got made about 25 years ago when I used to do a lot of fly fishing.
Yeah,
Something developments, and boy, was it a stiff, real powerful rod.
yeah. I've got a
Uh,
casting rod from them that's for the ocean. It's built to
yeah,
up to 6 ounces, and you better have some shoulders on you, but it will flat throw them. It's really nice. That's what got me to wanting one of their fly rods. So I bought one for Euro nymphing, which is nothing more than cane poling, and I bought one for a fly casting rod. And they're amazing blanks. They're spherical wound, so they don't have a backbone to a spine to them, and it just makes it a lot easier to build one. You just build it. I mean, you don't have to try to find the spine because there isn't one, and it makes it a lot easier to build and a lot easier to fish. But they're just great rods. But let's get back to flying before the models before Sparky finds Charles' little airplane and comes after us. But no, I have a lot of fun with all of it. But I've been trying to
I,
find some of his Finn's line, and I'm having a hard time
I
finding
just
someone that's
looked,
got it.
Phil, and I got my Max Quattro from a place called Fisherman's Central.
Oh, I know them. I've ordered from them. I
That's
bass
where I got,
fished for several years, but
that's where I got my, I don't know about the fin stuff. If Dennis comes on, we can find out from him.
yeah, I need to find out where to get those little steel loops because I ordered them one time and got
Oh, the
one
steel
bit.
loops I got from a different place. I got those from, it's called SPRO, SPRO, Sports Professionals.
Hmm.
They make the welded rings, so you get them right from the manufacturer. SPRO.
Yeah. You know what what exactly they were called? I just asked for number 3 steel rings is what I got the first time, and they were perfect. But the second time they gave me the ones that are actually wound and you can like
Oh
a key
no,
ring.
they're called welded rings, is what I know.
Yeah, that's what I called them. And the second time around, they sent me the ones that were uh, like a key ring. You know, they're bent together, and those are bad because they
Well,
will
you don't
cut
want
the line.
that.
They will cut the line. I have proof of that. I lost had to be 10-pound bass. They work all right on monofilament. Don't use them with braid. But anyway, I see Gary's in the house. Good deal.
Yeah, I'm here. Just can't get the camera to work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody told Gary that he had a face for radio and he turned his camera off. That's what happened. Gary, you look as good as the rest of us, big buddy. Turn the camera on. Come on. Face the
won't come
music with
on.
the rest of us.
What's all that shuffling?
That I don't know.
I don't
Sparky, how the heck are you, dirty old man?
I'm all right. Beat.
Oh, I know that feeling. I'm still tired from the trip.
Gonna
I
take a
can't
week
believe
to
it.
recover.
Yeah. I used to, it's funny. I used to could drive across country, and I did it many times from Albuquerque, New Mexico, home from my brother's house. Do it in 2 days, 16 hours a day, and get home, go to work the next day. I'd get home on Sunday and go to work on Monday. Now, if I did it, it'd take me 4 days just to get where I could get from the car to the parking lot. Lord.
Phil, here's the
Oh,
rings.
I'm not seeing anything yet. There we
There you
go.
go. You got that?
Well, let me get my phone out and I will have it. I do everything with a telephone or with a camera. I'll tell you a good one for that. I'm a photographer, so I take a lot of stuff. I got it. Thank you. Do a lot of stuff with a camera. So I loaned
think I-
somebody.
I think I
How
got the
long?
3.5 size. You can
Yeah,
keep,
that's what I think I got. I got the threes to start with and the 3.5s,
but you want to
three
make
and
sure
the
you get the,
3.5s.
this is the product and this is the company SPRO.
Yeah, Spro. I've got a lot.
No.
I buy a lot of stuff through them. They make all kinds of crankbait lures and all kinds of things.
And I think
And
those of us
hooks.
that are fisher persons are more comfortable with the spectral lines than everybody else because we know how to tie double
Yeah.
surgeon's knots and stuff like that without
It's
flinching.
just not that hard. I can't understand why everybody's so scared of that double surgeon's knot.
I said
I
that they're not fishermen and they have been doing it all their lives like we have.
yeah, I guess. I guess. I've got a little really quick knot that I tie a fly on with, and the guys asked me, "Do you really trust that?" I said, "Well, if I didn't, I wouldn't put it on there because I caught a 20-inch fish with a size 20 fly. A size 20 fly, guys, it sounds big, but it's the bigger the number, the smaller the hook. Little bitty thing." And he asked me, did I trust it? I said, well, I'm going to put to you this way. There's a brown trout under that bush over there, and I'm going after him. And I threw it in there and it drifted down. I caught that fish. There's an award in trout fishing for catching a 20-inch fish on a size 20 fly. I haven't got it yet, but anyway, yeah, I trust the knot, or I wouldn't have done that. And everybody says that knot's just too simple. I said, well, I've used it bass fishing for years. But anyway, it works. But there's a lot of things, everybody thinks fishing is so apart from flying. Our fishing line that we've used since we were kids, whether it's the solids or the stranded, is leader. It's shark leader or just toothy critter leader, sailfish, marlin, whatever, they use leader. And that's what our line is. The connectors are nothing but the ones we attach to the plane until we came up with the two new kinds, the Daisy and the Raptors, where they just do that on the ends. All that stuff is what they put weights on with. It's fishing lure, it's fishing stuff. And all these connectors and stuff we've been using is fishing parts. So adapting to the fishing line should be no big deal, but for some reason, some people just think it's heresy to use fishing line to fly a model airplane. I don't know. You've been doing it all your life, the whole time you've been flying, you just didn't know it. But I don't know, the new stuff, the only thing you really got to watch for is make sure you really get what you're buying, because there's some knockoff line out there that you can take and tie a knot in and just do this and break 60-pound line. And I'm not that strong anymore.
Well, what I always do is as soon as I get my lines made up, I take them out in the backyard. I have a fixture where I can attach them to my deck. And I go out, the full length and I get back there and I pull like hell.
That's what I do.
It's not very
There you go.
scientific, but
That's what I use for my lead outs.
Big game.
Big game steel nylon coated wire, 80 pound, 300 foot, 38,000.
Yeah. That's lead out material through the
the
airplane.
thing I've
Yeah.
been, Jim Hoffman's been pointing out is he thinks that the stainless steel lines stretch less than the spectral lines.
I think so.
I
And
think so
therefore
too.
his corners are sharper when he has stainless steel lines. So he says he's tried, the same airplane both ways, and he gets a sharper corner if he's got the stainless lines. So I'm gonna try that. I've got
I'll try it
some
too.
stainless lines, and I'm gonna take my SV11 out and
Yeah.
try it both ways and see how I feel about it.
I'll give it a try too. There's only one thing I could say to that. Never argue with Jim Hoffman. He's a pretty smart dude. He and Mark and 3 or 4 others on here don't argue, you'll lose. They're pretty smart guys.
What I feel happens with those lines, those fishing lines, is when you come around into the wind, they feel like they open up I don't know whether they are or not. They just feel like they open up in the wind.
I
didn't
don't
like
know.
that.
I haven't had any problem with it, but only thing I've flown 40 size airplanes on. I have an SV11, but it's only got 20 some flights on it.
I kind of wonder if you took some candle wax and rubbed wax on them, if that would help.
They're slick.
No, to keep from opening up. That's what they feel like to me. They open up in the wind.
Well, they're round. I mean, the spider wire, if you use those, now they're flat wound. They look just like that coming through, they're just flat wound. And when they wrap around each other, they can actually get tight. But this other stuff we've been using is round and it's woven and it's actually has a coating on it. I don't know what it is.
Use Kevlar thread.
Well, Kevlar thread, as far as I know, Kevlar thread is not absolutely round, but it's close to it.
I'll tell you what, it's lighter than what that stuff.
Oh, I know.
It's stronger too. It'll
It's
cut
stronger if we could get it. We got to figure out how to get it.
Got to go to the Navy parachute riggers.
Yeah. I've got a little spool of it that I use for, I got it to use for that trick you showed us for the trailing edge of the back of the wings.
Sewing the rib.
Yeah. That's what I use that for. And it works very well. And I also use it for, I was using it to sew up the end of my push rods where the, whatever you call that thing goes into the carbon fiber push rods. I sewn it up with that. But I had another fella tell me it's much cheaper and much easier to do that with, of all things, the unwaxed, what do you call it? Stuff you clean your teeth out with.
Dental floss.
Dental floss. There you go. So that's what I've started using on that, and it's quite strong. Al Raby did it with just thread. I mean, I went to Al's and he showed me how to make up push rods. He did it with just common sewing thread. He said, "Time you put 100 wraps on there, about an inch, and then go back up most of the way. Just loose wraps going back. You got about 150 wraps on it, and you put CA on that and rub it down, get it as smooth as you can." He said, "You ain't gonna break that." So being the hard head I am, I came home and made a big wrap, a big piece, and wrapped it just like you said and CA'd it and all. And this was 5 times as big as a push rod, and tried to break it. Al was right. That stuff gets pretty tough when you put CA on it. I should have known that because the front of a fly is done with a bunch of wraps of thread and a little drop of CA on it. There are a few of us who use CA. Some of them use that fancy stuff that you use, the blue light. I've got it, but I don't use it very much.
Gary, you still awake?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're now the moderator. I'm gonna sign off. All right, guys.
Where you going, you rascal?
See you, Sparky.
Take care of yourself, Sparky.
Let me sign off on YouTube, then I'll turn it over to Gary and you guys can take care of it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. We come on here Mondays and Friday nights for now. And usually from 7 to 9, I'm on. But if you want to join this crew, you can still go in and at the bench and log into the chat and join the chat, but it just won't be broadcasting on YouTube. And I really appreciate you watching and all the likes and everything. So till we see you later, fair winds, tight lines. We'll see you. Let me get this turned off here.
Turkey.
Come on now. This stupid thing.
I can't see Gary. All I get is a black.
Yeah, I'm here.
All
I
right.
can't-
We are off YouTube.